is back. Well, it will be this weekend. And I'll tell you what, it'll be gather round. So gather round while we do AFL Today, because I'm Dustin Martin. No, I'm not a soon-to-retire two-time Norm Smith medalist.
Oh.
Is it two-time?
Three-time.
Three-time.
He's 3 from 3.
That's
Yeah,
right,
he is.
3-3. 3 for free. I am actually Jaymz Clements, the host here of AFL Today, your new favourite one-stop shop for all things AFL footy. And if you're, I don't know, listening to this one, watching it, why not? I'll tell you what, you should be getting excited, just like these two dinguses next to me.
Go.
AKA AFL experts, because it's gather round this weekend. What are we going to do on today's show, gentlemen? A bunch of yeah-nahs about every single game for gather round.
Cool.
Look, what we're looking forward to, all this good stuff.
Because we're going to be there, Jim.
We are going to be there. That's right. We've got Alex Donnelly over there as well.
Yeah, actually pumped up. This will be my first time watching an AFL game at the Adelaide Oval.
I thought you were going to say this will be my first time on a plane.
No, somehow work flew me to the Gold Coast earlier this year. Don't know how.
I thought you walked. Well, they made Stats Guy do it when we went to the Goldie as well.
Yeah, it was a good jog.
We do have Lee McAllion here as well. What's going on, Stats Boy?
Oh, very excited for gather round. Lots of pies. Alex is already looking up every deli in the area as
Deli,
well. Lots of
bakery,
beers.
cafes. Yeah, I've got a list for like a square radius around our
I
apartment.
thought you might. So yeah, we're very excited.
I'm looking forward to you just chugging gallons upon gallons of chalky milk in the chalky milk challenges, Stats
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that was
eating
even.
pies.
I'm always down for.
And
I do
I
that.
found you a good long black somewhere.
I do that
as
on
well.
Saturdays anyway. So let's do
Excellent.
it.
I need to wake up.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is AFL Today. So make sure you, before we get into everything else, subscribe across all of the socials. You
Yes.
can check out the Sports Today social page as well on Facey, YouTube, whatever else you need to look at, X, Threads, IG. Because we've got lots of fun stuff planned for this gather round weekend. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be chaos. Cannot wait. Then smash cut to just me sitting in a pub, sinking a million tins, just watching the footy. So
Yeah.
live stream.
Where's Jim? Where's Jim?
go.
Ah, there, I know where he
Would
was.
that work as the live stream? I'm just like, yeah, watch Jim. Oh, he's up to 7 beers. He's just watching the games. Like, this is pretty good. Anyway, let's do it. Footy's back. Midweek Winner of the Week. This is the Midweek Madness show. Who is the Midweek Winner of the Week, Stats Guy?
We'll go with Jack Ginnivan. We're going to do some skits, so you can check out on the socials later this weekend, which will be pretty funny. But yeah, Jack Ginnivan, obviously the news has been all about him. The AFL came out and said that they were wrong. They were wrong with some of the calls over the weekend, which in the rule book, I don't think they were, but they were just a lot of media circling around it. Laura Kane obviously came out and said they got a couple of those high calls wrong. Bit of boy who cried wolf about Jack Ginnivan at the moment. So
Well, yeah, that's literally the whole thing. He ducks, he lifts the shoulder, he drops the knee. He's like, smart play if you can get away with it.
Yeah.
But it's just highly hilarious that it's coming up against Collingwood this week and just the outrage in the ground on social media and everywhere from Collingwood fans. You can smell it from here.
it's one of those rare
They
opportunities
also need to shower.
where it's going to be in the back of the umpire's mind. Like usually the umpires are just thinking about everyone fairly, but it'll be right
I
in the
also
back
think
of
if
their mind.
Braden Maynard goes to tackle him, they're just going to be like, it's Braden Maynard, that's high.
Yeah.
The best part about this is going to be
It's not going to make anyone
the
mad.
first time he ducks under a tackle against Collingwood.
There might be Collingwood fans on the ground.
The amount of energy and yelling coming from the Pies fans could power Victoria for the next 25 years.
Tell you
Talk
what.
about renewable energy. You just
Yeah.
get Jack Ginnivan ducking tackles.
Tell you
That's
what,
great.
with our energy bills at the moment, I need that.
Not bad. But seriously, he's the midweek winner of the week because he's had 2 days of a news cycle about
He's on the
him.
back page of the paper.
And the dude's kicked 3 goals this season. Like, let's just all pump the brakes. Who cares? But fantastic. He wears long sleeves. You love to see it. Right. Gather round, people, because we're going to do some yeah-nahs. Every game for gather round, we've got a yeah-nah for it right now.
Going in order from tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll put them in order. Yep.
Chronological, that's called, Alex.
Yes.
Well done. That's a big word. I know that you struggle with some of your words,
Yeah.
so that's okay, though. Adelaide, the hosts of Gather Round.
Yep.
Last year, they just took my beloved Carlton out the back behind the woodshed.
Shot 'em.
They did.
They're playing Melbourne.
Yeah.
Interesting one to open up Gather Round at the Adelaide Oval Thursday evening. The yeah-nah for this one, I'll pose it to you. Is the season over for Adelaide? Your beloved Crows, if they're 0-4 to start the year, yeah-nah.
Nah. I still think they did this last year. They started off really poorly and then charged home and almost made finals. They probably should have made finals. I still think it's not over, but it's a massive worry. I'm surprised they actually scheduled to play against Melbourne in gather round. I thought they'd be like, let's play an easy team so we get the home crowd up and about.
They don't choose who they get to play, Stats Guy. It's also a game that they
they've been
try
talked
to,
about.
try to get a big crowd for Adelaide
Yeah.
to kick off the season.
I think it'll be a decent game, but yeah, if they go, I'm going to say nah. Not season, not over. Definitely for my top 4 prediction, but not top 8. I don't
They were
think.
2-2 after 4 rounds last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? And it's just one of those ones you go 0-4.
It is tough though, yeah.
In our season prediction shows, we did sort of throw this idea out. There's got to be one team that you just don't expect that has, again, the season from hell. Could it be Brisbane? Could it be Adelaide? It could easily be Adelaide because if you think about what we talked about last year.
Yep.
Well, Stats Guy went top 4. He was.
I went the other way, and then Tex is all of a sudden gotten old.
Who possibly could have foreseen a 422-year-old power forward falling off a cliff one year?
After having his best season ever.
No,
and not
that's
being
my
able to
point.
back
He had one of his best seasons ever.
guy.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Hence
backed
the
him to go
undercall.
again.
God bless.
that's why it's a big call. It can go
Season
horribly.
over, yes. 0-4. And the timing of that Matty Nix contract extension, that's going to, let's say they're 0-6. Is that when he gets the boot?
Who do they play the week after? I'll have to have a look at that.
Good question, Stats Point. Next one. Will North Lions be the highest scoring game of this season out there at Norwood?
season.
I said yeah on this one just because North's putting up around 80 points a game. I reckon the way Lions are playing, this could be very open. The Lions could put on 140, 150 because North are conceding over 120 points a game pretty much. So I'm going to say, yeah, this could be well over. I saw the over-under was around 180. So I reckon it could be over 200 at least.
I'm a big nah because Brisbane haven't kicked above 85 points in 3 games. Their forward line's not working. Eric Hipwood can't catch anything. Joe Danaher can't
He just
kick
gets so
straight.
serious.
And
He's like,
Charlie,
this is serious AFL analysis.
and well,
Jeez.
and Chucky Cameron looks like he's sore and just can't go.
But they are coming up against my beloved North, but we are the worst defense by
Your
far in
team
the league.
stinks
Yeah.
and you're going to get rolled by
Yeah.
1 million points. Chucky Cameron's going to kick 6 goals because he loves being back in,
Adelaide.
South Australia. And see how I said South Australia? He said Adelaide. We're out of Norwood. It's a little bit different. But
Close enough.
the vibe is, I think the Lions could put on a massive score. I'm going to still say nah to this one, though, Stats
Okay.
Guy, because...
There'll be like a random.
No, because the Swans are going to score 260 on their own against West Coast.
But if West Coast kick 30,
Yeah, there's 290 points.
They're not
It's going to be massive. Can't wait.
the biggest combined score of all time.
Going to be huge. I love that, though. North Lions, that's a good call.
Stats Guy at Norwood.
Now we have Port versus Essendon. Is this a danger game for Port Adelaide?
Absolutely, yeah.
Of course it is, yeah.
I had to chuck it in there.
Port, as we talked about this on Sunday's show, our Monday night show rather, how Port have not beaten any top 8 teams basically for the last 2 years.
Well, luckily,
they beat
Jim.
1. And what do we point out?
Yeah.
Essendon are 9th.
Yes.
So they're definitely going to win this. But it is definitely a danger game because we've seen that the way that Essendon sort of, I don't know, slipped into the cracks of like the Saints defense here and there and just sort of put the Saints to the torch. But you can do that to St Kilda. We saw West Coast do it to them last year. Like, what are we doing?
Port at home is a different ball game. So obviously everyone's going Port should win this. But if Essendon get over the line, this is a horrible result for Port.
Yep.
So
It's definitely a danger game.
Yep.
They could lose it. I don't think they will.
Yep.
Alex?
Port, I'm just looking. Port Adelaide have not beaten, apart from GWS, a top 8 team from last year. I am scrolling a long way to find it since they beat Melbourne in round 10.
So 2 games.
So they beat GWS in round 22.
Yep.
Their previous top 8 victory was round 10.
Jesus.
So
That's horrible.
don't get me wrong, they beat
It's almost like this is why I said they're frauds on Monday's show.
they beat
Yeah.
Geelong a couple of times. They beat the Western Bulldogs. They beat Hawthorn, but it's like they weren't top 8 teams.
There you go.
Nice. Can the Swans put 200 on West Coast again? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, as long as they don't play like they did last week.
I think there's been a couple of rockets.
I don't know. Like, what's the
this week.
size of the ground?
Yeah, is it a couple extra meters?
Is it
Does
the
that
same
just mean
dimensions?
Errol Gordon can just start bombing them from 60 anyway?
I just need to know the dimensions of every ground that Sydney play and whether or not they're going to
I
win.
absolutely think they can. Like, they've shown already that they can score, and this is that real big bounce back after the Swans played with their food last week, and it got thrown in their face, and they deserve to lose that game. This is that big. Okay, we're going to kill you before our bye. Peace out.
The other thing is Sydney have a better forward entries than some of the other teams. So Gecko Hands McGovern can't be taking 1 million marks.
Well, that's it. Like, he'll be on probably Logan McDonald. It's like this
Yeah.
could be the game McLean and a Marty party just dying in.
Yeah, so 200 is possible.
Papley kicks 4.
Bang.
Is Freo the real deal? Heave-ho, yeah, nah.
Nah.
Nah, I reckon they're pretenders. They literally almost lost to North.
Almost?
Well, if North kicked a couple more goals in that 32-point lead, they probably would have put their heads down and lost that match. I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but I don't think they're as good as some of the other undefeated teams. I don't think they're as good as GWS, not as good as Carlton. Just their depth isn't there, and they haven't played the really good teams other than Brisbane.
Here's an often repeated statement from your mate Jim.
Here we go.
I really worry about this game for Carlton.
Oh, right. That's every week.
Is this because Carlton's season went off the cliff this game last year? They went into gather round 4-0. How many in a row did they lose after that, Jim?
Carlton weren't 4-0.
Yes, they were.
No, they hadn't. They tied with Richmond.
Yeah,
They beat
Oh,
Geelong.
so
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
unbeaten. So they were 3.
Unbeaten.
3-1, I think. 3-0-1.
Yeah, 3-0-1. They lost 9 straight after gather round.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen again. But
No, that's what I mean. Do you not reckon they've got this circle going, this is where our season went to crap last year?
I just hate that this is on a neutral venue. I'd feel much more confident playing Freo in Melbourne than I would in Adelaide.
Isn't it Freo's
where
home
Carlton
again?
just
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's home, but like
It's at Adelaide.
Carlton stink on the Adelaide Oval, right? This has been like a big thing for a long time.
Forgot
where
about that,
they've
actually.
won literally, I think, one game there in the last 5 years or something. So, Freo, I don't know if we'll learn if they're the real deal, because I think if they beat Carlton, it's like, oh, they're beating Carlton. It's like, but Carlton could also just not be as great as everyone might expect.
Yep.
Just saying. I say that as a loving Carlton fan.
The stress coming out of you is going to be
We need to get
amazing.
I do need to have a Fitbit
monitor,
on
yeah.
that during that game.
I can find one, yeah.
Because I'll be there in the stands and gather around and just go, I hate this, I hate every shit.
Just so,
Jim, have another beer. I've already had 40. That's all I'm gonna do.
He's just under the seat, Carlton.
Just crying it straight out. Anyway, do the Cats have enough midfield depth for this game against the Bulldogs? Yeah, nah.
I'm going to say nah.
No, they don't have the midfield depth, but yeah, they're better than the Western Bulldogs.
Well, I
don't know.
am tipping the
I'm going to go
Cats.
the Dogs, I think, in this one.
Really?
I think the Dogs just, look, that list, it's quality. I think on the
they're
road,
going to get bevoed.
someone will get bevoed.
Like,
but
what's Bevo going to do with this team on Saturday night? It's the, oh, God.
I think
we're going to sit there hate watching.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to go, all right, boys, after this win, I'll take you out for tins. Everyone's going to go,
a surf.
yes, let's go.
He loves a surf.
Liver's going to be riding the bull with Stats guy later that night.
Yeah,
Bevo's
100%.
definitely going to be like, let me show you my Port Adelaide. It's like, oh, God.
Actually,
Watch
I reckon
out.
it would come down to if Rory Lobb actually plays or not.
God.
Because he killed it in the VFL. If he plays, then they're going to lose. And if he doesn't, I reckon Dogs
But
have a chance of
my answer to this is no. I don't know if the Cats do have a
No, they don't.
midfield
No.
depth.
Well, Danger's not playing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If Danger's out, then I don't think they'll
Also,
do
we
it.
don't know about Bont with his ankle as well.
They'll put him back in the midfield. They need to this week.
Nice.
What if he can't run? Can't play?
He's still a freak.
Is this a must-win game for the Saints? The St Kilda game. That's a weird one.
It's against Richmond. Obviously, Richmond
Yeah,
been
it
really
is.
good the
It
last
absolutely
couple of
is.
weeks.
After last week's
They
banana
have to
peel.
win it. Of course, it's a year. Like you
I'm
can't
going to say
lose
nah.
this game to Richmond.
It's I know, but you can't say must win in round 3.
Yes, you can.
Well, I don't
Because at
agree.
the
Or
end,
round
of,
4,
at the
whatever
end
it
of the
is.
season, if they miss finals by 1 goal, boys, remember that game? They
Stats
lost
guy's going to
Richmond?
get to the grand final and go, I don't know if you can call it a must-win.
Okay, a grand final. That's my point. A grand final is a must win.
But
A round
Stats
4 game is not a must win.
They probably should have beaten Geelong. They didn't. They should have beaten Essendon. They didn't. If they're 1-3 after this, that's a hard mountain to climb.
I agree, but I don't think it's must win. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's definitely a must-win.
Must
Because if
win.
you can't like take care of it like banged-up Richmond, like what are you?
Yeah.
True.
Just saying. Anyway, next one. Does Gold Coast have the better midfield over GWS?
Oh.
Yeah, nah.
Yes. I'm going, yeah. You're going,
I'm
no?
going nah.
I like GWS more.
Good question,
Really?
though. Really
That's a
good,
good
one.
one, though.
I think it's close.
So,
but you got
Just
a lot of
name
guys.
some dudes. Quick. Name dudes. Go.
Jared Witts, Noah Anderson, Took Miller, Matt Rowell.
That's all in there.
Tom Green, Josh Kelly, Lockie Whitfield,
Briggsy.
Canelio.
Briggsy.
Canelio and Kelly are past their prime. You got Gold Coast
Josh
players.
Kelly's like 26, isn't he?
no, he's past
He's
his
saying
prime.
past
No,
his
he's-
prime because he said no to 9 million from North.
Well, I think he's past his prime. Whereas you got all of those guys except for 2
I
are
swear
in their
Josh
prime.
Kelly averaged like 30 for the back half of last
He's
season.
29, Josh
I was
Kelly.
going to say,
That's
yeah.
all right.
That's
He's
not
past his
past your
prime.
prime.
It is.
Maybe.
It is for you guys, yeah.
I'm well past my prime.
Go on.
I'm in my peak. What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna
I
bash
just needed
him
to get
out.
one in there
Yeah.
on you.
We'll choke him out later. Last one. Will the Pies, a.k.a. Maynard, go after Ginnivan? Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because
Can we arrest Braden Maynard like halfway through a game?
arrest.
Just get him arrested.
Like
That's
full on-
assault.
That's another one for your NBA Australia.
Do you not
fans.
think he'll be trying to come out and be all tough? And it's like, it's Jack Ginnivan. It's not tough. Like, go and try and punch Marby or
I think at
Joel.
the
It's
start it'll
not
be
tough.
like.
It's bullying.
I think at the start it'll be more
what it
like
is.
play fighting sort of vibe.
Nah.
Like they'll be like, oh, Guinea, because they're all sort of mates and things like that. I don't think they'll fall on.
I reckon that the way that he left, I know he's good mates with Isaac Quaynor, but it's like the way he's left, there's some bad blood going on there.
I love it. I think he's just like grabbing him by the shirt.
Yeah,
You still owe me $30 for that pinned hammy
Yeah.
that I missed out on 2 weeks for.
Yeah.
It was definitely a hammy
bathroom, yeah,
and nothing
yeah.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
$30. Away we go. I think the Pies will definitely go after Ginnivan, but I think it's a simple idea that they will just come out all fired up and they'll probably just go after Ginnivan because he's an easy target.
Well, the other thing is he could have a really bad game because obviously they know him very well and they had the style he plays and things like that. He hasn't started off really well anyway, but he could.
I mean, he's playing for Hawthorn.
Could
I know,
absolutely
just
qualify.
shining a light on it just seems pretty dumb, I think, Hawthorn. Sorry, Leo, but not sorry. Right, what are we looking forward to most out of Gather Round? Let's do it, me! The stunning architecture of the city of churches.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I love that you guys will be like, Jim will just be there drinking tins, hanging out, watching footy. It's like, no, I'm going to go on just architecture tours.
You can't walk, your hamstring will
go
give
sit
up.
by the river, just hang out. Dunk my hands in the beautiful waters
He'll get one of those
of
scooters.
the River Torrens.
Go to Glenelg.
He's going to get one of the e-scooters and just
Jumping in the River Torrens. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding. No, I'm just excited to watch an absolute crap ton of footy in one spot. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's a great idea. I know that obviously NRL started it in Australia, but it's
Conceptually,
just a
it's
great
They do it
idea.
one ground as
Yeah.
well.
So I love this idea.
I don't mind how it's like spread out across a few grounds because you get out and about.
Also, it doesn't wreck the ground with 9 games on it. Yeah.
I'll pay that. Alex?
The vibes. Just straight up the vibes.
I'm the vibes guy. Why can't let you stop my vibes?
How did
We're all in vibes. We're
You
all
wrote
in
that
vibes.
down. I'm like, I was going to say vibe. It's all about the vibe.
You'd already written down architecture, but I am looking forward
It's
to
all
just
about Marbo. It's about the vibe of the thing.
all of the basically the footy world converging on Adelaide. Basically, everyone started going today and tomorrow. It's gonna be cool. Like, it's gonna be great. Also, Stats Guy eating a pie at every game.
Yes, maybe
Stats
2.
guy?
Does someone say vibes? Yeah, I don't know if you had. Yeah, you have. All right.
Gerald, can we get a vibe just plug into this
Vibe-o-meter.
video and it's just pinging off the.
Picking off, off the radar. I seen all 18 teams fans in one spot. I'm excited to see a bit of
Except for
chaos.
Gold Coast.
Bit of chaos. I reckon there could be a lot of arguments, punch-ons. Who knows?
Punch-ons,
I
jeez.
reckon there will be. You got Port
Not in Adelaide.
Port Adelaide and Collingwood fans.
Adelaide definitely has absolute no history of random punch-ons
I think-
or random acts of violence.
The fact that there's just
At
so
all.
many fans in one spot. You got Port Adelaide and
Mention
Collingwood.
the barrels.
Oh, jeez.
I
Yeah.
can't wait till I mention goalposts and
Oh,
goal reviews to Adelaide
Alex
fans.
might not come back.
That's all right.
I don't think we'll miss him. Yeah, it's all right. Big calls for Gather Round. Very, very simply, we'll have some more big calls, I think, heading into the... but this is the midweek big call. How we're feeling about everything heading into Gather Round.
Nervous.
Adelaide winless after, 4 weeks. I'll be like, all right, Nix, on your bike.
Oh,
Back her up.
4
We're
weeks.
done. 0-4.
Didn't know we were in the NBA.
Done. It's hilarious. I think... look, I'd actually, to be honest, I would start getting worried about it if I was an Adelaide fan because you're like,
100%.
look, heading into last year, we thought that was going to be sort of like a steadying rebuild year. So wait a minute, we should have made finals. And then you got
Yeah,
Alex
well-
going, ha ha ha, goalpost, get it. And away we go.
Also,
But
don't fall 44 points behind.
Oh.
the point being, like, it feels like they overachieved dramatically last year with like the veterans and the mix of veterans and rookies they had.
Yeah.
It feels like this is the correction. And Nix is like, it feels
Yeah.
like Adelaide have smartly gone, we probably know this is the correction. Nix, you can have your job for the next couple of years. But
I reckon
there'll be
it's not
Adelaide
his
fans going, fire him! What are you doing? I hate his head.
Well,
Get
we'll
out of
find
here.
him. We'll find him after the Adelaide game and see if anyone wants to fire
That's
him.
it, yeah.
That's perfect.
We'll dress Alex up as Matthew Nix. We'll shave his head and away we go.
I won't grow back. That's the problem. I'm worried.
Even better. Right, big call from you, Alex Donnelly.
Swans win by 100 plus against West Coast. Amati Party kicks 5.
5. Oh.
It's not exactly a big call. It's a medium call. I reckon.
I mean, for those who like a dabble and have a bet, it is $9 for the Swans to win by 100 plus. So
Is it?
Yeah. Just, I'll be back.
I'll be right back.
Boys, we just paid for the trip.
there may have already been an interest dead set the 30 seconds after the Swans got rolled last week going, they're going to bounce back.
Yeah, they will, yeah.
Stats boy.
As I mentioned, I think North versus Brisbane is going to be a really high-scoring open game. So North to kick 100 points. We'll still lose by
That
50.
is a big call.
How many goals?
What was that? I don't know. I can't bother doing the math
That was
on
a
that.
joke. 100 points.
Oh, right.
It's 15
What about
goals.
goals?
Oh, that's a real dad joke, isn't it?
100 points. They've scored 100.
100 behind
They're
is what you're saying.
100
Yeah.
points. It's a goal or a
It
point.
was all right.
You
Yeah,
guys
100,
suck.
100 total
My
points.
5-year-old will have loved that. Hey, that's good, Dad.
Exactly.
No, he
Buddy.
wouldn't have.
Nah, he wouldn't have gotten it.
100 points.
To be honest, he's such like a maths nerd. He would have been like, hang on a second. What is 100 points, Dad? I'm like, 15 goals, 10. He's like, oh, got it.
16 goals, 14.
I don't do big calls anymore. I just get interrupted. But
14, 16.
100 points, and Brisbane will
Who
kick
against?
150. I'm done. Next one. What's the next segment?
I'm getting up North Melbourne's like actual.
Essentially, you're saying North Melbourne to score over 100 against the Lions.
Yeah.
I'll pay that.
Not just essentially. I already
North
said that.
Melbourne
Yeah.
specific total.
All right.
But yeah, Brisbane will probably kick like 150.
Thursday night football. Thursday night footy. Thursday night footy.
No.
Adelaide versus Melbourne. Melbourne are 7.5 point favourites, which feels about right.
Short. That's short.
What happens if Stephen May's named to play?
Despite Adelaide sort of being bad, they are the home team. It's Gather Round. They've been very good.
Yep.
It's a tricky one. The over-under, 169.5 points. That's even trickier for me just because if, as Alex mentioned, if Stephen May is named, the Melbourne defense could be, once again, very stingy and very tough.
They were pretty solid last week even without him. So as we
The
mentioned,
clincher for Melbourne as well, they stayed there, right, after being
Yeah, they haven't come
playing
home.
They did.
power. So
Clary's been out on what's that street? What's the main street?
just hanging out the Governor Hindmarsh.
Hindley, yeah.
Causing all sorts of havoc. The Crows are 0-3. Their Demons are, 3-1 after their 4 weeks, after round 0. It's just, it feels like Melbourne are going to be too good.
Yep.
I feel like Adelaide will be rolling on a pretty hefty sort of like wave of emotion and momentum and stuff.
Possible opening of gather round. It's a big occasion,
And they'll still fall short because look, they look incredible when they play at Adelaide.
The thing is, they
Oval.
could come out all fired up and Stephen May just goes, that's cute. Bam.
Jake Lever goes, well, I'll just intercept everything
Yeah.
with my mustache. Like
Great.
Your
mustache.
mustache, yeah, good
Of
mustache.
course you'd say it's like you copied his entire mustache.
Actually, you should try and find just people with mustaches or
What do you
AFL.
think I'm doing?
Get photos with AFL players with mustaches. How about that?
I'm going to find Travis Cloak. I'm going to find Kyle Langford.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mustache buddies.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Nice one. I'll get every giant red ginger bearded.
We got to get a photo with him and Gorney.
I want Jim and Briggsy to get a photo.
Brixie.
But this thing is, so Melbourne, Adelaide, you've got two pretty, high-powered midfields.
No.
obviously.
Well, Adelaide have the potential like they showed last year.
Ideally.
This year, Dawson's
Ideally,
forgot how to
Adelaide
play
do.
footy.
Dawson was okay last week. It's like he's warming into the
do
year.
you throw a Josh Rochelle in the midfield for some X factor and some pace?
Rankin even.
Nah, he's going to stay.
He played a few centre bounces. I don't mind that.
Rory Laird, Matt Crouch they're the same dude.
Talk about they're cooked as well. It's like,
Jordan Dawson is the only good player in that midfield.
yeah. Melbourne,
Oh no, Laird.
No.
Laird's a freak,
you can
mate.
find
That
you can
could be
find
the
a
worst
Rory
guy.
Laird at any club who would just accumulate like him.
No
Zach
way. Hey.
Yeah.
go. Leo liked that one. It was good.
Rory Laird is a gun. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. I don't know. I'm still taking Melbourne in this game.
Yep.
By 12 points. I think Adelaide get on a run at either the start of this game or at the end, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Melbourne are either
think it'll be at the
catching
start,
up
yeah.
and then just roll them, or they're sort of holding them off as the Crows come flying back into the game.
Yep.
It should be a fascinating one though, Alex.
I'm not Adelaide, Melbourne by 5 goals. I think they get the job done pretty comfortably, especially if Stephen May comes back in. That'll just swing the confidence even higher.
The defense looked really good last week without Stephen May.
Well,
Yeah,
they-
but that's
they
what I mean.
conceded-
But it looks
Is Stephen May overrated?
No.
No. Well, that's 89 points isn't like a great defensive game though. Anything over like under probably 80, 85 is like a good game. So
But by the same
they were
token,
still solid though. They were
looked
still
good.
solid.
Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing. Like,
got a
it's
good
also
team.
against Port. Like,
but
it
it's
was
also Adelaide's forward line has averaged bang on 50 points
Which
to
is
start
horrible.
this season. Like they kicked 34 points last week. What did they get against Gold Coast? Not many. I think they got 70 against Geelong.
That's why I'm leaning
It's
towards
not
the under.
going.
Yeah.
Like, and Stephen May just going to sweet intercept mark, bam.
Yeah.
If you're
Whereas
in
the D's have gone 109, 93, 96 their last 3 weeks.
Great. Yeah.
I think they smashed
and
it.
even against the Swans, they were in the 80s, weren't they? 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
I think Adelaide get back up and about. Demons hold them off. And I think we land around 90 to 78. That's my
Yeah. I'm
Sort of like the D's never going to get beaten, but the crowd gets a little bit excited. They have the faith.
We'll be there. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Do you want my
Stats
tip?
boy?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's good. Yeah. I was like, we're just going to finish this show.
Guys, what
Where's
about
my
me?
tip? Come on.
Guys.
Demons by 23. I think Crows will be in it for 2.5, 3 quarters, just because it's sort of the big momentous occasion of the opening of Gather Round. They'll be fired up, but then they'll crumble in the last quarter as they've done the whole season so far. So 23
Nice.
points for the Demons.
All right. Quick little SuperCoach look. Remember, it's your full 22 again this week because all the teams are playing. Because
yeah.
why wouldn't we just...
The ladder is
rolling.
still annoying, as we've talked about. I
Keep
can't
rolling
wait for it
advice.
to fix up in the next couple of weeks. 2 more weeks, I think, yeah.
We talked about this out. We'll talk this out on the official AFL Supercoach podcast yesterday, Stats Guy.
We did.
Gornicus, Maximus Aurelius Gornicus,
I think you got to vice captain him, yeah.
VC, right?
Obviously, the first game of the season. Get it out of the way
Season?
early. Sorry,
Round.
of the gather round.
you.
Yeah, he's going to go big. I think his projected is 127. What did he have? 120 something last time at the Adelaide Oval. I think you mentioned as well.
He played last week at the Adelaide Oval, had 177.
And he had 177 there last week. So yeah, I think you got to put him vice captain. And Riley O'Brien, the Adelaide ruckman, he is good in the tap sort of sense, but around the ground, Gorney will tear him up.
So Petrarca's projected 141 as well. I just don't know if I want to risk a Trark versus Gorn who can just go completely massive.
Yeah.
So, which is the mistake I made
I've
last
got
week.
a out wide vice captain
Okay.
Friday afternoon, the Sheasel.
I actually don't mind
running
that.
off half back.
I just worry about his top end ceiling, right?
Yeah, but
For a
it feels
VC.
like he could rip
You
off
can
a
lock
140.
in. You can lock in a 120 pretty much every week,
Yeah.
because he takes the kickouts. Brisbane are going to get a lot of forward entry, so I don't actually mind that.
Yeah, he could very easily rip off a 140, and I'm going to back up Heaney and captain him again against West Coast.
Yeah, nice.
What did he kick? He kicked 5 against them last year and had 20-something possessions.
Yeah.
So
It's
That'd
not
be
I do actually really like the Heen machine idea.
Yeah.
his projected is 147. So
Well, the
Nice.
thing is, Tom Green's projected at 161 up against the Suns. He doesn't mind playing the Adelaide Oval.
they're not
and-
playing at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh no, there was like an
That
actual
weird-
history at where he was playing. I think.
Norwood Oval or something.
And it's like, oh, not too bad. So the projection is like pretty bang on. Doesn't mind playing against the Suns. But I
have
kind
good
of, I feel like
midfield.
the Heen machine might be the late play for me.
I reckon,
Alex Sexton could get dropped apparently for those who had him for cash generation. He's every Dimmer Hardwick in the last 10 minutes has literally said there's 3 debutants playing this weekend.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Boost!
Yeah.
Boost!
Boost. You love a boost. Do you have any boosts left?
Jim's using all 5 boosts in the first 5 weeks.
I'm like out there like a Cabotos, like the Cadbury ad. Boost!
Jim's getting paid to do the SuperCoach AFL show in SuperCoach Boost.
He actually gets a boost
He
each
gets an
week.
extra
Every time I
boost,
say
yeah.
I got to talk to
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
But there's a few really, really good ones. The rookie picks as well. Look, there's a few, like you've got what?
Sam Darcy's got
Darcy's
a minus
looking great.
82, I think, break
Might be
even.
more though, right?
Minus
Minus
91,
93,
maybe. Yeah, whatever it is, you have to get him in.
Ollie Dempsey minus 19.
Yep. But he's gone up in price a
Minus
little bit.
92 for Sam Darcy.
Cadman minus 51.
Yep.
Tom Brown on
maybe.
the Tigers, Josh Draper for the
Yeah, both solid
Dockers.
picks. Yeah.
There's a few good ones sort of floating around. The Draper one, it's always a little bit leery when it comes to sort of the more
Job security.
Yeah, job security,
Yeah.
key position dudes.
Matty
but
Roberts minus 28, and he's flying for the Swans. You can just lock him in for 90 again.
Yeah,
love
he's
it.
great.
He's been like the one saving grace of my rookies on
Yeah.
Supercoach this year, so happy days there.
And he's locked into that 22 for the Swans going forward. So
Nice. Anything else you want to hit on Supercoach?
I think that's it. Yeah.
James Jordan, this could be the last week you'd want him.
Yeah, he
Because
got the bye.
Taylor
bye
Adams
week
is coming
His
back in.
ceiling just isn't as high as we thought it could
Well,
be.
he's hit it, and Taylor
Yeah.
Adams back in. He's the one that sort of is
Gets a bit more of the ball.
disadvantaged.
Yeah, true.
Nice one. Well, there you go. Go check out the official Supercoach podcast. You can hear Stats Boy having a star-making turn on that one once more. But that'll do it for AFL Today. Today, I'll tell you, we'll be back. The cool thing is, AFL Today tomorrow.
Nice.
From Adelaide.
Yes.
That's right. We're going to do the full gather round preview game by game breakdown from Adelaide. It's going to be awesome. So thanks once more to the Ding Guy for jumping on, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
And Liam.
Thank you.
The Stats Boy. So smash a like for AFL Today across all of the socials to see us doing heaps of stuff across gather round. I'm not joking here. We're doing, our calendar is very silly. There are so many things. We're going to be previewing and wrapping every single game. We're going to beat a bunch of them. It's going to be chaos. We'll be talking to dudes on the streets.
My horse is running Sunday Arvo as well, so there'll be that video.
That's huge.
So we better get a win. And then we're not coming back.
Yeah.
Tell you that much. So subscribe, star, and like all of our shows as well. The Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, NBA Australia, which I'm about to record. We also have...
Big hold all tickets tomorrow for Doncaster Day. We are recording that one at 7:30 tomorrow morning because we've got a flight to catch, and co-host Liam from Betfair has to go to a wedding apparently on a Thursday.
Oh,
Either way,
nice.
make sure you're following the AFL Today show on those social platforms as well. But there is Sports Today for Facey as well,
Yep.
Yes.
which will be all the videos are right there. And that's it. We'll get around, gather round. We'll gather round, just like Tony Plugger Lockett would. I don't know, what was it? The sixth dog in the fifth race?
Yeah,
I think
Dapto Thursday night special.
I think its name was Chips Ahoy. All right. That's it. We'll catch you tomorrow for AFL Today. I love just saying that. That's great. In the meantime, look after yourselves. And remember, footy's back.